The Invincible Red Sonja issue number 5 from Dynamite Comics. So I've been enjoying this run so far. It's been pretty good. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So we start off with Red Sonja kind of talking to herself or talking in her head. And she's basically just explaining what's been going on. So for anyone who hasn't been reading any of the previous comics, the previous issues, you can jump right in with this. She kind of basically explains everything. She explains that she was brought on as a bodyguard for Princess Zarya, and basically she's just supposed to protect her until she gets married. And then like an ancestral crown that was part of like this ritual and has like great significance gets stolen. There's a bounty on whoever stole it. Sonja tracks down the thief, lops off his head, brings it back to the kingdom. Turns out that the thief is the son of the king's sorcerer, Brelock. And Brelock, seeing his dead son's decapitated head, breaks down, slaughters the king, and is able to put a spell on Sonja that makes her invincible, hence where the name the Invincible Red Sonja comes from, but also bound to his will. So whatever he says, she has to do. And yeah, we see that where we see Red Sonja facing a bunch of soldiers, and she slaughters all of them. And as she's fighting them, they like shoot her with arrows. They stab her fatally in the stomach. Basically, she takes on all these wounds that should kill her, but instead they heal pretty much instantly, and she lives on to fight another day. And then we get a flashback to many years ago where we see Brelock helping the king, basically Princess Zarya's husband-to-be's father. I thought this was kind of weird in the sense that right now we have like a whole like Japanese samurai theme. Like the castle is straight out of Japan. The armors that they're wearing is straight up samurai. Yet the kingdom itself has a very like knight-ish feel, like a medieval feel. I mean, later on, we see Princess Zarya and her husband-to-be wearing knight armor. So it's just kind of like, is this supposed to be a Japanese? Is it supposed to be medieval inspired? Like, what are we doing here? Especially since the samurai people, like, they're not Japanese looking. And I know this is not taking place in our world, or at least, it's not taking place in our known history, but it's like the Conan universe in a sense. But yeah, it's still kind of weird to just see a bunch of Caucasian Europeans in samurai armor, and then later on they're in medieval knight armor. So whatever. But yeah, basically the king's congratulating Brelock because he just helped him conquer yet another kingdom. Another army has fallen. And Brelock is like, thank you. Like, I'm glad to be of service, but I grow tired. I haven't rested in days, and my magic it isn't able to hold me on for too long. Like, I need a break. And Brelock is like, nonsense. I have men that I need you to interrogate. And so there's these men, and the king basically wants to know where the rest of the rulers of the land have escaped to. And there's this kid who's basically being feisty and stuff like that. And the king wants Brelock to erase his mind, erase his past, and basically give him a history, like, tell him, like, you're his older brother or his uncle or whatever. Basically, I want him to be raised to be loyal to me and to also be a friend to my son because they're about the same age. So Brelock's, all right, I guess I'll do that. And then we cut to the present day where we have the kid whose name is Bahira. So Bahira is surrounded by women. He's wearing the crown that was stolen, apparently. Zarya and the prince show up in their knight armor. And basically they tell him, like, what are you doing? Like, the Brelock has... Not only did you steal the crown, or, you've taken possession of the crown, but Brelock has stolen, he has killed the king. He is taken my bodyguard and made her invincible and cast a spell on her so that she has to follow whatever he says, and he's trying to conquer the kingdoms. Like, he should help us. And of course he kind of brushes it off until Red Sonja's name is brought up. And then that's when Bahira's like, wait, Red Sonja. And then we have like a flashback where we see Red Sonja helping Bahira. They're hanging out. They're fighting together. They're going on a bunch of adventures together. They've witnessed, fellow comrades dying together. And then there's a moment where Red Sonja decides to take a nap or whatever. And it looks like Bahira came to force himself on her. And she fights him back and slices his balls so that he can never have any kids. Yeah, basically, he explains it himself. He's like, we endured thick and thin together. I gave that woman everything. She was to remain at my side, to bear me a score of children, but she knew not the proper place of a woman and left. I tracked her down to remind her of her place, but she destroyed my hope of ever siring one heir, let alone dozen. So yeah, I mean, that's what you get when you try to force yourself on a woman, especially a woman like Red Sonja. But yeah, he tried to do that. She sliced off his balls, or at least she damaged his balls to the point where he can no longer have kids. And now he wants revenge. So he's like, all right, I'll help you kill Brelock, but only so that I can get my revenge on Red Sonja. Because no one kills Red Sonja or does anything to Red Sonja but me. And so Red Sonja, we see her charging back up to Brelock after slaughtering a bunch of people. And basically, she constantly tells Brelock, I'm going to kill you. Like, whatever this curse is, I'm going to find a way to break it. I'm going to kill you. And then Brelock's like, must be frustrating for you. And like not being able, not being able to have control. Like, you deserve this. You have no idea what it's like to lose a child. And Red Sonja's like, you know nothing of me. And I plan to keep it that way. I was unaware that I was the one that killed your son. Like, I didn't know it was your son until, after I had brought the head back. Not only that, but you're the one who placed the bounty on the thief's head. You're the one who placed the bounty on your son's head. Not knowing it was your son at the time, but still, like, you're the one that placed the bounty. His death is your shame. Like, it's on your head that he died. You're the one that put the bounty on him. So he stabs Red Sonja. And Red Sonja basically rips into him some more, like, you've won. Like, the king that you hated so much is dead. There's not going to be a new ruler. You can run away and start your life over instead of hiding out in this hole and having the kingdoms march upon you. Like, this is your own fault. And she leaves, and then Brelock basically turns to a photo of his wife and kid, and he breaks down, and then he decides to commit suicide. We don't actually see Brelock. We just know, like, Brelock says that he wants this to end. He wants to die. He wants to die and go to his wife and kid in the next life. And he does some kind of spell or whatever. And there's like a huge explosion. But since this is a comic book and we don't actually see him die, who knows if he's actually dead or not. But if he is, I feel like that's a really, I don't know, anticlimactic, unsatisfactory way for the main antagonist of the story so far to die. I mean, I'm guessing that the new antagonist is going to be Bahira, but still. But just the fact that this sorcerer, he set all this up, I guess because of him and his kid, that Sonja's in all this trouble. He's the one that put Sonja like in this spell and all this stuff. And just the fact that she doesn't get to kill him herself, she doesn't get to fight her way out of her spell that's controlling her. It's just, he decides to, like, oh, while you're gone, I'm just going to go kill myself. And then the spell will end anyway, so whatever. It just, I don't know. It would be like if, I don't know why I'm thinking of Die Hard of all movies, but that's the first thing that popped into my head. Like, what if John McClane was fighting Hans, and then Hans, basically because John McClane, like, he kills some of the terrorists and he stops some of the bombs. Hans is like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. Like, this cop that I am not able to find in this building, like, he's been able to wiggle his way around my plans, and he's defeated some of my men. I'm just gonna kill myself, whatever. I don't know. It's just like, it would be like if, like, at the very end, Sauron just decides to commit suicide. If Darth Vader and Palpatine were just like, you know what? Luke Skywalker was able to make his way onto this Death Star. Kind of just tired of all this nonsense. Let's just kill ourselves, Vader. Let's just use the Force to just die. I don't know. Like, that's how it feels like. It feels like there's no closure. It's just like you set this up, you set up all this anger. Like Red Sonja goes on to say, like, there's no one I want to kill. I want to see die by my hands more than you. And then he just goes and he commits suicide not long after. It's just like, all right, I guess that's the end of that. So that kind of sucked. I guess we'll see. Like, I'm not gonna judge it yet because again, we don't know if he's dead. It's kind of hinted that he is, but again, it's a comic book. We don't actually see him die. We just see him say he wants to die, and then there's an explosion. So we'll see what happens. But if that's how it happened, if he did commit suicide, then that's kind of a terrible way to take this story. I would have liked to see Sonja like kill him herself, and then like Zarya and the prince and stuff show up, and then she explains like, hey, like he's dead by my hands. The spell is no longer controlling me. I am in control of myself right now. And then that's when Tahira shows up and tries to fight her anyways. And maybe Tahira has his army basically enslave Princess Zarya and the prince because they sided with Red Sonja. And he's also like, now is like the perfect time for me to take over the kingdom since the king has just recently died. The kingdom is a bit in disarray. I don't know. Like that can be like a way to springboard off to the next arc and the next antagonist. But just to have Barik just kill himself, it was just kind of like, oh, okay. I guess that's the end of that. On to the next thing. Whatever. So yeah, there you go. There's Red Sonja. Invincible Red Sonja issue number 5. Like I said, I enjoyed the series. This issue itself was okay. Way more talking and stuff. Like too many flashbacks, in my opinion. But it is what it is. And again, I don't like the way that the sorcerer was handled. If that's how it is, I guess we'll see in the next issue if he's still alive or not. But if he's dead, and I didn't care for that. But I guess we'll see how it goes. So it's still a good series so far. I still recommend the series. This just took a weird turn in a direction I'm not fully behind, but we'll see how that goes. Because the same thing happened with Ultra Mega. Which, by the way, what the hell happened to Ultra Mega? It's been a while since I've seen the last issue. Did it have a season break like all the other stuff that I've been enjoying? But in Ultra Mega, with the second issue, you can even see the video itself where I said I don't like the direction it took with the post-apocalyptic, and I was really bummed out by that. But then as I kept reading, further issues, the writer completely won me over. So maybe the writer will win me over with the direction that they took this story, at the end, near the end of this issue. We'll see. So far, I'm not with them. Like I don't like the direction that they went with the sorcerer and how he finished himself off. But I'm still willing to give the series a chance, and let's see if the writer can win me over. But there you go. Invincible Red Sonja issue number 5 from Dynamite Comics. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you got any recommendations, let me know for comics, manga, stuff like that. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, everybody. Hope to see you next time. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.